Hello and welcome to Panther Financial Services. This is Pranav Patil. Uh, as mentioned in the last video, today we will discuss invest in the stock market with a risk like FD and returns like stocks. Invest in the stock market with a risk like FD and returns like a stock. So we will discuss, one by one. Uh, let's understand what is risk with the FD. What does it mean? So when you invest into a fixed deposit, FD is like a fixed deposit in the bank. This is one of the most secured way people do investment. They believe that their belief is like FD is like a purely secured investment. So what it is exactly, basically, if you invest till 5 lakh, you get a cover from government. If the bank goes bankrupt, your money is safe till 5 lakh. Above that, there is no security as such. This is the risk FD has. Another point which has on regular basis, on yearly basis, you get an interest as well. On that, the bank deduct the TDS from that. Whatever the money you get, you have to pay the income tax on that. So if you calculate roughly in today's scenario, in the net return you get it somewhere around 5.75 after paying the taxes and everything. If you are a senior citizen, or if you are a regular citizen, then somewhere around net after taxes you get somewhere around 5.25. basically you can calculate round figure as in 5.3 after taxes and everything. You can do a FD at any amount. You can go to any bank, you can make a FD. You can break that FD anytime, whenever you want. These are the pros and cons of FDs, basically. Now, we will understand where we are asking or why we are saying invest into stock market with a risk like FD and returns like a stock. So risk like FD means secured investment, purely long-term perspective, secured investment. There is only one terms and condition. We will discuss that as well. Now, what is that in risk like FD? Invest into Nifty Bs. You see a Nifty Bs. What it is basically? When you invest into Nifty Bs, all your money is invested into Nifty 50 stock. That is called as a Nifty Bs. So generally what happens, you open the account, you invest into individual stock. But there are certain people who doesn't want to take any kind of risk. They don't want to see who's the company, whatever the company, we don't care. We don't want to go with the corporate FDs and this thing as well. There are certain clients. So and they wish to invest into directly into the market. How they can do it? So simple way is invest into Nifty Bs. Buy the Nifty Bs on a regular basis. You can invest any amount into that. 1,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees or 50 lakh rupees also you can buy it. And you can keep in the account. Now it is the same way like you are buying a stock. That money is basically invested into Nifty 50 company into that proportionate. This is called as a Nifty Bs. Now there is only one terms and condition we are asking, that is you have to keep the money for minimum say 15 to 20 years. That's it. If you wanted to have a good returns, you have to keep the money for 15 to 20 years. We are not asking like say you have a good amount of money or you are saying put into Nifty Bs only. Not. Keep that investment purely for a 15 to 20 years. You don't need to worry about how, where the market will go, how the market will react, and what is the security or into that proportionate. Just accumulate Nifty Bs only from a long-term perspective. Now what happens after certain time frame? Now look, I'll give you a simple example. If you invest into the gold, by default minimum after 10 years it is going to go double only in the less, maximum 10 years. If you look at the past records of gold, so today gold is trading around 52,000 rupees, right? By default 2032 the gold will be traded somewhere around 1 lakh plus. It happens. This is how the history works. Now, I'm not saying only after 10 years. It could be possible in the 4 years or 3.5 years or 7 years. We don't know exactly which year it will be get upside. The gold record is by default minimum 1x returns gold gives, as in double the money you get it in 10 years. But in the case of Nifty Bees has given consistently last 18 years or 20 years 16.78% return. Exact I'm talking about. So roughly around 17% Nifty Bees has given a return. Now what is the security risk it has? It can go zero, but when it will go zero? If that Nifty 50 companies, so whatever the top India's 50 companies goes bankrupt, then it will get zero. If those 50 companies goes bankrupt, your bank is also not safe. The bank will be at the bankruptcy level only, because most of this 50 companies also have a banks as well, like a SBI and HDFC. So indirectly you are investing into those stocks as well. So if Nifty Bees goes zero, your bank is also going to go bankrupt. I'm not saying it is not possible, because simply in the market we don't give any kind of false promise or guarantee. It could, anything can happen. But what is the probability that top 50 companies will go bankrupt? It's absolutely 0.000001. So this is the simple formula. Try it, think over it, and invest it. Trust me, there are certain people who keep the big amount of FDs in the bank and they are not aware about what kind of risk they are carrying. I'm not saying break those FD and put the money into market. I'm saying if you don't require that money, or if you wanted to give a gift to your next generation. There are certain people who think, I wanted to give a gift to the next generation. So give this kind of gift to the next generation. Open the account. You can buy every month or every quarter or every year. You can buy Nifty Bees. Whenever you have a money, you can invest in. But two factors you have to remember. One, you are not going to sell it. And second, you are going to keep it minimum 15 to 20 years. Now in this case, there is no, you don't pay any tax on this. Like, in FD, every year you have to pay the taxes on the interest, right? Here you don't pay any kind of taxes, because once you sell, there will be a long-term gain, and that is somewhere around 10%. But that also when you sell it, so after 15 or 20 years only. So there is no headache of TDS, there is no headache of tax filing or anything. It's simply buying Nifty Bees from a long-term perspective. Now we all remember that what our current government target for Indian economy, they wanted to make an Indian economy 5 trillion. Just imagine when India becomes $5 trillion economy, where will be Nifty and Sensex? Of course, the returns of the stocks will be totally different, but I'm talking purely those people who doesn't wanted to take any kind of risk, and they wanted to have a good returns. Another thing, when you invest into Nifty Bees, don't watch the prices regular basis. Oh, what is the price today? Nifty went up by 2%. Shall I sell it? Or absolutely not. You don't need to have a second thought on it. Your job is simply, whenever you have a money, or log in it into account, buy it simply. That's it. Whatever the price is, send the good vibration. Okay, my money is absolutely secured. I have invested securely. India's economy is going to go drastically upside. My money is safe into Nifty Bees. Think over it. If you liked it, try it this way. You don't need any fund manager for this. You don't need any professional guy for this. You don't need anyone. Especially for those people who are keeping a good amount of money into FD, think over it. You will find it differently. You will have a very good amount of return. But only if you have a patience, if you have let's say 15 to 20 years, then only you go ahead. Otherwise, if you are looking for a short-term gain or from that perspective, don't do it that way. You will get the better. I'm not saying it is a bad thing, but you will get the better returns in the other products if you are looking for a short-term perspective. The stock gives a good amount of volatility compared to what Nifty Bees gives. So you can invest any amount, just keep it from a long-term perspective. Thank you for your time today. Hope you enjoyed our discussion today. Do share your comments if you have any point to clarification or anything. Thank you so much. Have a great day.